COVID-19, COVID. I say, what's the 19? COVID-19. Some people can't explain what the 19. Give me the COVID-19. I said, that's an odd name.
That was our very stable genius, apparently not knowing something that has been explained multiple times by experts. What is the 19 in COVID-19? So that would happen, of course, during Trump's latest rally in Phoenix on Tuesday. He then, of course, in that same diatribe, had called coronavirus a term that was so racist that even Kellyanne Conway had to call it out as racist. So, and by the way, whenever he used a racist term for coronavirus, that was, intended, of course, to go after Chinese Americans, Asian Americans, and has led to a lot of violence and intimidation against those groups. Well, there was so much cheering. Everybody was like, oh my God, yes, call it that terrible term. Yeah. Wow. So now, anyway, he doesn't know what the 19 stands for, right? In COVID, some people can't explain it. Really? What people can't explain it? Other than, of course, yourself. I mean, you could ask the people on your coronavirus task force. They would know. Except that you don't meet with them anymore. And you don't talk to them. You don't meet with them. And even when you do, you don't really care what they say because you decided that you're done with coronavirus because you think it's a hoax in order to hurt your reelection. But for those who are curious, right, about what the 19 in COVID-19 is, let me explain. So now COVID-19 is the disease caused by what is called the novel coronavirus, right? And it gets its name from coronavirus disease 2019. The 19 denotes the year that the coronavirus was identified. So that's it. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. What's not to understand about the 19 in coronavirus in COVID-19, right? Very, very basic. That said, it's Donald Trump. Are we really going to expect him to know basic things and basic facts? Trump, see what's interesting about Trump is not only is he just deeply stupid, but he's also like proud of being stupid. And so that was on display because not only did he, talk about, oh, I don't know what the 19 means. I could come up with names and let me spout some racist stuff. But also notice how he didn't wear a mask. This is in Arizona where you had a gigantic spike in coronavirus cases, so much so that the hospital beds are basically overflowing, right? There's not enough beds for the incoming patients that need them. But he decides, no, we're going to have a rally with thousands of people. We're not going to do social distancing, and I'm not even going to wear a mask. Not only that, but apparently this was a violation of the rules in, of course, Phoenix. In fact, starting this Saturday, and that was last Saturday, Phoenix residents must wear a mask anywhere indoors or outdoors where physical distancing cannot be maintained. There is a $250 fine for repeat noncompliance, according to the Arizona Republic. So that said, right, the mayor, this is Mayor Kate Gallego, who's a Democrat, looks at this rally and says, you know what? I'm just not going to enforce this. I'm not going to enforce this at the rally, right? I'm going to enforce it everywhere else. But go ahead, Trump people. Go ahead and gather. Go ahead and not do social distancing or wear your masks. And I'm not really going to enforce it. I'm not going to fine you for it, I guess. So, and I think that it's likely because there's really no point to doing it. Donald Trump, he wouldn't follow the rules anyway. You think he cares? No. And even if he is fined, you think he's going to pay the fine? No, the guy doesn't pay his bills. Look, he still owes money from his 2016 rallies. So he also owes money, by the way, for his parade in Washington, D.C. Yeah. So, no, he doesn't pay his bills. And so I'm pretty sure Mayor Gallego is like, it's not worth it. Like, what's the point? He's not going to do anything about it anyway. So And it's because, of course, he doesn't care about anybody's health but his own. And he also thinks that people wearing masks only do so to spite him. And that's it. I mean, he also thinks that masks make you weak, which makes no sense. You know what makes you weak? Getting coronavirus. I mean, literally, physically makes you weak as you get these symptoms of coronavirus, sometimes very, very serious, which send you to the hospital and sometimes even have you end up on a ventilator. So that's weak, right? Getting coronavirus and dying from it, weak. You know what's also weak? Not protecting others by doing something so simple to protect them from a virulent pandemic. That's also weak. But that part makes you weak, pathetic, and selfish. Especially at a time, again, as I mentioned, where hospital beds in Arizona are full. They're at capacity because they've seen an enormous surge in cases. And now, of course, that Trump rally is probably going to add to that number. But again, these guys, they don't care. They don't care. It's not a question just of ignorance or willful ignorance on Trump's part, but I think of actual pure selfish malevolence. That's who the president is, man. Selfish and malevolent. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.